Hi there, this is Elisa Stewart, and I'm sharing with you a side-by-side comparison of Edmodo, Schoology, and Google Classroom. I realized we only needed two, but I'm so familiar with Google Classroom because I use it every day that I thought, I'm going to include it in there anyway. So, what I've done is put together kind of some of the features that I noticed or things that would matter most. And then I looked at Edmodo, Schoology, and Classroom and kind of just set them up side by side. All three are good LMS systems. However, Google Classroom is probably the simplest of the three. I'm going to go through each one and share a little bit of what I saw with them. So, Edmodo, you can build tests and quizzes. There's no messaging on it. It does have a calendar feature, but the calendar feature isn't as. I've got another, the Schoology I prefer. Gradebook, I love that it has a gradebook mobile app. Absolutely. You can use Google Docs with it. That was important as our school is all Chromebook. We're all Google based. I like that it has badges, which are nothing more than little stickers that you can give students, but even in high school, they still like getting stickers. The enrollment process is easy on it. There's one-way sharing. It's me able to send stuff to them, and then I can send Google Docs on which they can do two-way sharing between other students. It allows for multiple revisions of assignments, and students' work is time-stamped, so you know if they're getting in it in time. The tutorials that I found were very helpful. It does not allow for discussions, which for me, a discussion is something that I'd really like to add, an area that I'd like to add in my class. I'd like to be able to put up statements or videos and have students have meaningful discussions about them. There's a good parent portal. You're allowed to have parents involved in this LMS. Teacher collaboration is good. You can invite different teachers in. iPad integration. Our elementary schools all use iPads. So Edmodo works with the iPad. The cost is free. You can't hardly beat free. And there's live online training for teachers that need help with it. I'll show you. Here is the Edmodo site, which is very much like my Facebook site. If you look at the layout of it, here's my Facebook. Go back up to the top. There we go. Nice little Facebook. And then over here, I've got a nice little Edmodo. Look very, very similar. It will be familiar to students as it's familiar to myself. It allows for, I added my advanced biology class, but I can put things in such as notes, assignments, quizzes, polls. The snapshot feature I thought was interesting, but it's a feature that allows to put in tests that or questions for tests that are aligned with curriculum. But unfortunately, it only covers math and English, which doesn't really work for me as I'm a science teacher. So I was a little disappointed in that. Other things along with it, you can collaborate with contacts, which is nice. The calendar, it's got a planner. The planner's just okay. It's all right. It wasn't great. It's not great. It's just all right. And you can search apps that will go with nice. My Chromebook's a little slow, but I'm not going there. It's too slow. So that's Edmodo. I like it. It's solid. I can see where it wouldn't be too confusing. It's familiar to look at. The Schoology is actually, I like it better than the Edmodo, and it's really for one major reason for me, but that is the fact that you can set up discussion boards, which I would love to be able to do that with my students. So you can, like Edmodo, build test quizzes. It does have a messaging system, so you can send out messages to students as groups or individuals. The calendar was a whole lot more user-friendly, I thought, than the one in Edmodo. There's a grade book. like Edmodo, it can take the grades as you have your assignments. You can set it up to score them, and you can put it directly in a grade book, which is really nice. There is a mobile app because who doesn't want to do their work while sitting in the bleachers at Wrigley Field? Google Docs, it works right along with it. You've got the cute badges again, easy to enroll. All three were super simple for enrolling. You have a couple different ways to share, which are nice. Allowing this one had the nicest way to look at multiple revisions for assignments. I thought it was really friendly and nice. And then it timestamps the work so you can tell when it came in. Tutorials that I saw were helpful. It allows for a lot of discussion. Also, there's Parent Portal, which is great in there. Teacher collaboration. You can join in with other teachers in your building and other groups. I signed up for a couple other groups in it. iPad integration, yes. It's free somewhat. However, after so many students, there's a charge, and it's $10 a student, or there's special features that you could get that cost money. And then they had a lot of webinars for teacher training. Google Classroom. It's a little. Oh wait, let's go back. I guess I didn't look at my Schoology. Here's what I have at Schoology. I was playing with it and looking at its features and everything, and I like it. I suppose it's similar to Facebook or Edmodo also. However, I liked it better, mostly, like I said, because of the discussions. Anyway, it's also very much like Facebook in that it brings up these posts, and these are some of the groups that I joined. I can look at updates from the different groups that I've joined and looked into. The assignments in Schoology are super easy to enter in. I think it would be just as simple as using Google Classroom with students. I like the message center was really nice. I just found it nice. The thing I like best though was being able to set up discussions. Discussions are something I would really like to add to my class. Very, very easy to work with. I set up an environmental science classroom in this one, teach it, and I just worked on making a couple folders where I could keep, if I wanted to continue on using Schoology, this is where I would add lessons and such. I really like it. When you go in to add lesson one, I could add in all the materials there, but when you click add materials, it allows you to go in, and if I wanted to add one of those discussions I was talking about, I can just click on it and add in the discussion. If my Chromebook were working a little bit more quickly. So the third LMS I looked at was really just Google Classroom, which is what I'm most familiar with. I've been using Google Classroom now for 2 years. I'm using it even more this year than I did last year, as I'm becoming more familiar with it. I really like Google Classroom. It's fun. It's simple. It is by far the simplest of the three. However, you don't get all the bells and whistles with Google that you get with the other two. There's just things that are missing, but it's nice. You can still see your students. You can post assignments. I post assignments all the time in here. We did a web quest last week. We're working on experiments and bell ringers, background research. It's really nice. You can add links in to help kids. And one of the things that I really like is this topic center. For every assignment, you can give it a topic, like all my bell ringers. If a student clicks on bell ringer, it's going to bring up all the bell ringers, which is really nice. It wasn't there last year, and one of the teachers at my school sent so many requests that they added it to it. So I really like that. But Google Classroom is nice. However, when I look at the side by side, you can't build your tests in there, but you can do it using Google Forms, which is nice. There's no messaging at all. Really, well, I take that back. You can go in and you can go to students and you can talk to individual students. Like if I wanted to talk to this one, I could email them. So you can keep in good contact with the student themselves. It's just not a or I could pick multiples. It's just not as user friendly as far as a live action messaging. The calendar, there's no calendar in Google Classroom other than the calendar that comes up when you want to put in an assignment. However, it doesn't really mean a whole lot because it really doesn't do a lot for you. And I'm not going to go there either. Let's come back over here. The mobile application, I use the mobile application. And of course, Google comes with a lot of great apps that you can use along with. Use it right along with Google Classroom, which is nice. There's no badges, but like I said, it's a pretty basic, simple, easy way to go. You can enroll easy. There's one-way sharing, two-way sharing. You can do multiple revisions. It marks them as a revision. Time stamped. They're always time stamped. Helpful tutorials. You can't do the discussion. And something that just kills me, is this parent contact piece that I really feel is missing. You could build a separate classroom and keep parents in the loop that way. I just think it would be great, though. Like Schoology or Edmodo, both were just much more friendly on being able to meet with parents. Teacher collaboration is just fine. Use it all the time with the teachers at my school. iPads, great for iPads. It's free, but you can't, if you don't have an account, like my Google Classroom, I can only attach with people through our school district and add them. So that's a little bit of a downside. And there's a lot of webinars and tutorial videos that you can watch for Google. All in all, I like all three, and I've always, I can't say that I love Google Classroom. I really, really do. But I was very surprised when I started looking at these. Initially, I was led more towards Edmodo. Well, first and foremost, I was all Google Classroom. And then I was like, oh, well, Edmodo would be okay. But after really looking a lot deeper into it, I feel like Schoology, with its ability to contact parents and to really set up meaningful discussions between students, might be the best way to go. So that's my suggestion. I think that I am going to go with Schoology as the LMS system that I would recommend, or that I would like to see in my classroom. However, if I stay with Google, I'm sure I'll be happy there too. Thank you.